Okay, I think this is to introduce you or those who are not familiar with the idea of the annual theme to this concept, let's say. In 2011, the Alumni Association has decided to choose an annual theme, and then we would concentrate our activities, articles in the E.MA magazine around this topic. So, for instance, in 2011, that was the first and only time that we had an annual theme. We asked for different suggestions, which then were put for vote on the website. And yeah, you can see what has happened at the time. Like, there are different ideas of what could be the annual theme, and then our members voted for one. The one that was chosen was Human Rights Revolutions, a New Wave of Democratization, ? So that was our topic in 2011. In the first edition of the E.MA, there was then also a leading article on this topic, on the revolution in Egypt. So yes, it's just an idea, and in a way it's a reflection of what's going on the ground, what are the hot topics in human rights, and yes, to give our community the opportunity to choose a topic that is most relevant to us, and then just to focus a bit on this chosen topic within a given year. So now for 2013 we plan to do the same, and actually we thought of starting the brainstorming process of what could be a topic for this year now.
Thank you, Monica. And just to kind of kick us off, we hope to have a really short brainstorming session to sort of extract your ideas about what you think would be a good annual theme for the association. And again, the whole point of the theme is, as Monica explained, it's basically a way to streamline our activities and to put some sort of umbrella, some organization around potential events, potential meetings with alumni. And it's also a way to hear from you, because the most important thing about this association is basically it's based on what you guys want to do about it and the input that you provide. So we do have a suggestion for an annual theme, but before everything else, we want to hear from the Masterini, from the Mascheroni, in terms of ideas for a theme. And we have our note taker who's going to capture all of these ideas. Hopefully there are a lot.
Pressure.
I saw you already had two ideas related to the crisis last year. I would like to propose it again because I think it's extremely important, the effect of the crisis, the austerity measures in human rights. It can be in Europe, or it can be in development policy, or I mean, I think it's very important to see that human rights protection doesn't have to cost money, and that it can be actually like economically beneficial, which is like it's not seen like that. It's only seen as a, you know, it's money that you spend. So if we have to make austerity measures, you just have to cut that. So I would propose it again, kind of, because I think it's very important.
Great, thank you, Lydia. Any other proposals, any other ideas? I mean, when you hear human rights in 2013, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, just following the Global Campus idea and the Human Rights Festival, Cinema Festival, we're having borders and immigration, so maybe it can be a topic.
Thank you. Any other thoughts? Maybe also some of the other board members have thoughts that they can share.
Again, something concerning the regressing of the human rights in after the Arab Spring. I know that the theme has been already, but it looks like we forget also the fact that there is this kind of regression.
I think it could even be a follow-up in a way. You know, it was in 2011 when it was the hot topic and so much was happening, and now we are 2 years, 1.5 years from that, and you know, to see where do these countries stand now actually.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is that for probably in 2011, when everything was happening, it was in a positive way. There was a positive wave, and I don't feel like it ended up positively, because for several categories of people, it is a regression of the human rights respect. So I agree with follow-up, but considering the different direction.
Just a footnote on that, because I find it actually interesting to see today that at the time already when we choose the topic as a community, it was put in a question mark. A new wave of democratization, because I think already at the time, you know, many of us were aware that it's probably a step towards the right direction, but what the final outcome of it will be, I think there were already some concerns that will not necessarily will lead to an improvement of the human rights situation in those countries.
One idea could be communicating and participation of youth for human rights, because we talk a lot about the need of education on human rights, and we have so many networks, but they don't have any voice, only among their nets. So something educating and communicating for human rights, something like that, bringing the voice to those youth that are there doing their jobs, but nobody talks about them. So.
Great, so we have 5 ideas. Any last calls for ideas?
Thanks. I'm trying to wrap up probably. I see certain common issues in these proposals because it can, the crisis, the Arab Spring is like also social unrest. So we are in full crisis. I think we cannot leave that behind now. So crisis, social unrest, and human rights and democratization there. I don't know, something that we can meet, we can put together the ideas that they come as different ones, but I feel that they have several common issues.
Yeah, that's a great observation. You're looking at the list. It looks like we can come up with you know, we can try to find a common red thread that perhaps unites all of those 5 great ideas. And what we wanted to propose from the perspective of board members, and of course, it's open for debate as well. We'd like to hear what you think, but we wanted to propose actually the theme that the High Commission of Human Rights selected for this past Day of Human Rights, which is December the 10th. And I don't know if you guys have spoken about her in class, but she is a prominent defense attorney from South Africa who started her career actually during apartheid back in the 60s. So it's really phenomenal how early she has been involved in issues of inclusion and the right to participation. And this is exactly the theme that she proposed this past December. So it was under the motto of My Voice Counts. This was the motto of the 2012 Human Rights Day. And it's a way to capture the whole idea of, well, first of all, the importance of having your own voice, and second of all, the importance of making it count and making it work. So the right to participation in public life and inclusion. So I guess that's probably the last bit on the list.
I've got one topic which is also linking into the global, the roundtable this evening, and that would be solidarity, charity, or cultural imperialism promoting rights in abroad. We could just say abroad because I think, you know, it's about the North or the West promoting human rights in developing countries, but it's also sort of the metropolis in specific region promoting their idea of human rights. So it's about, and we'll talk about this more in the round table, I think, but the idea of what's the political reasons behind promotion of human rights, it touches on universality of human rights and those kind of things.
Okay, great. Thank you, Vivi. I think that's actually a good segue. If we don't have any more suggestions on the table, we are going to look forward now to the round table, but I think we have a short coffee break beforehand.
I think we are going to open an online survey on this. Is it the idea? So
you can leave it open and select more ideas online. I mean, if there are other people who are not here right now who have a proposal for the annual theme, then I don't know, we could decide a week or 10 more days to collect ideas and then have to vote or not.
Only to ask a clarification. How is understood the right to participation in public life and inclusion? Do you think that that is interpreted mostly on the key of public, political and civil rights? Do you think that is the case?
Yes, I think in her words, it's definitely about civil rights. I think what I personally like about that theme, and actually I'm going to use it as an opportunity to pitch to everyone right now, is the fact that we all have our voice, especially as members of the E.MA community. And this community is it's by us, but it's about us as well. So what I like to compare it is actually to a new venture. I went to set a business up in the program, so I can't help but notice how similar it is to a new venture. It's essentially about being entrepreneurs because we have the ability to shape the organization, to build it the way we want, and to make it count through our own participation in the association, basically. So I just wanted to encourage everyone to keep providing inputs to our activities, and the annual theme is just one of our activities, but what I like about the theme of participation is that it also relates to us as an organization.
I think we can follow up with Amelia's comments. I actually agree with the fact that probably we can extend your suggestion to rights to participation in public life and inclusion, something like throughout all generations of right, or throughout all human rights, to make sure that we include cultural rights as well.
In times of crisis, people are excluded first because their economic and social rights are hidden in this moment. So we cannot be out of the very moment we are going through. And even we cannot speak about the charity of the first world was the third world. It's out of date. Today we have these problems within Europe. I agree, I am not third world. And also the third world, I don't believe in this. So we have a very touchable situation, and I see participation all my life, not only about civil and political rights, but all rights according to the Vienna Declaration. So if we manage to update what is there, to put it according to the Vienna Declaration and to the very moment that we are living, we are in crisis, I think it's a good thing, in my opinion. So it puts things together.
What if we create another option, because people can choose? I mean, this is, and we create another one that is more compliant with what we both think. And you can phrase it if you like, but I wouldn't quote the declaration in the title. Probably a short sentence to make it more viewable for,
If somebody is good in phrasing, I'm not good, I speak too much. But the idea, you get it.
Can we say participation as the right to the rights? Do you like it?
No. Communication makes sense.
about the idea, sorry. What I mean by that is that probably then there is a discussion between who comes first, human rights or democracy. I mean, if you have human rights protected, even if you don't want them to be protected because you don't agree with the human rights they want to protect on you. So that's really intercultural perspective. I think it's connecting also with other suggestions we have. So participation is also participating in defining what human rights are. And this is democracy before participation, probably. So this is something we could explain later on when we put out the poll. But just to formulate it now, to take into account the suggestion, we also have to go on with the agenda. If you have a better idea, but I hope my sentence is clear, otherwise I try to formulate it otherwise.
Yeah, I think maybe Emilia's point could be merged with Lydia's point, which was about the financial crisis, so human rights in the age of austerity, or
full participation requires full human rights, something like that, helping good leaders. I mean, probably you, I mean, in my mind.
All right, well, I think with this extensive list, we're definitely in good shape.
Emilia, is this fine? Number 8?
Yes, please. So I think probably in the interest of time, I'm really aware that we have roundtable speakers. I can see someone in the back, some colleagues of ours. So we'll probably stop here with the main discussion, and have 10 minutes of coffee break.
Let's say 5, but 10 to be serious, okay? So try to be back in, sitting back.